what I'm talking about here, with my pans and my toaster and my fairy lights behind me, is looking at mental illness in a whole new way. This is not just being compassionate, but being celebratory. Yes, yes, yes. Celebratory. In the same way that films like The Greatest Showman celebrate external difference and internal difference in the sense of perhaps sexuality or gender fluidity. We can celebrate what we call generally now mental illness in the same way. Why? Because when we look at these, what we tend to call conditions, through the lens of illness, we are seeing but a tiny amount of the true picture. So often, people who are presenting with these kinds of symptoms, whether it be high levels of anxiety, depression, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, so often, let me find the words. It is my belief that a large percentage of these people are going through a transformative process. It can be called spiritual awakening, it can be called an emergence process, it can be called energetic awakening. The way that we look at it generally now is like looking at a pregnant mother and saying, there's something really wrong with you. These glorious people are in the process of becoming, in the process of evolution. And as a society, when we look at them and say, I see a symptom here, and you see this thing around you that I don't see. I see a symptom here because you seem to be feeling huge amounts of fear, and I'm not feeling it. Is that we're spiritually castrating them. What these people need is validation so that they can truly grow and blossom into their full capacity as human beings. We know that there is so much more that our brains do, for example, than we understand. There is so much more to being human than we have yet discovered on a mainstream level in Western society. We also know that there is lots about our society that is challenging, is perhaps not working. I propose, because of the way that following this path out of from what could have been called mental illness has fortified, nourished, evolved, bloomed my life, that and what I have to offer the world, that if we are to listen to these people, hold space for them, validate them, hear them, begin to let them move forward with their own knowing, we as a human collective will begin to blossom more into the complete beings that we are, and the world and the society that we live in will reflect that.